I guess it's about seasonality, right? If you eat things in season, fruit and vegetables in season, then they're cheap. But we can eat good food, healthy food, at reasonable prices.
Yeah, we can. And there's just some tips and tricks to kind of make it happen. One of the things is a lot of people spend money that they don't need to when you're going to the supermarket multiple times every single week. So the basic concept of just planning and getting it organised is one of the biggest things to actually save you money, so you don't get drawn into all those extra things that you don't need at the supermarket.
Right. So actually working out if you can be bothered or if you have the time or the money to do so on Sunday, how the week is looking in terms of what you're going to eat, and just doing one shop is cheaper and more efficient than going in on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday and doing multiple shops.
Absolutely. And really, I mean, people know that they need to plan. It's about creating the habit of planning. So the main thing with anything is actually to get in a routine. So planning on the same day and shopping on the same day, you'll tend to find that people end up eating healthy just because they're in a habit and a routine.
Also, do we have to understand the seasons better? From time to time, people will say to me, oh, you know, it's ridiculous how expensive something is at the moment. And you think, that's because it's being air freighted in from America because it's not in season in New Zealand.
It's not in season.
So if we buy what's in season, then it will never be cheaper than then, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And we can make more use of frozen vegetables and more vegetables in general. I mean, essentially, if you're buying expensive bag salads, you know, it's going to be expensive. But carrots, onions are incredibly cheap. So one of the things in New Zealand, around 40% of New Zealanders are not getting the minimum of 3 servings of vegetables a day, right? And that is
40%.
Yeah, over 40% actually. Yeah. So what we can do is use more carrots and also use more chickpeas, lentils, kidney beans, more pulses, as well as those vegetables to boost our nutrition. So a can of chickpeas, which I've got there, is only $1.50. A bag of red lentils, only $2.50, right?
So I love chickpeas, and I particularly love them so in a lamb, instead of...
Oh, like a tagine or something.
Yeah, there's a Ray McVinney lamb and chickpea dish that, oh my goodness.
Amazing.
But a lot of people are going to look and say, what the hell do you do with this?
So many different things. If you've got a casserole, if you're making a soup, if you're making a salad, you can just chuck them in there. So I've made a mince there, which is only $2.10 per serve. So what I've done...
So what's this?
Yeah, so it's the bulk of it was 500 grams of mince, 2 carrots, 2 onions, 2 cans of tomatoes and a can of lentils. That ends up being $2.10 per serve versus a normal mince without the lentils and the vegetables. It's about $3.50 per serve. So, and over a week, over a year, that is a significant amount of money and way better for you than just the normal mince by itself.
I'm sorry to use my son as an example, but can you persuade a schoolboy to eat that?
You can. My children eat that, yeah. It's sometimes red lentils break down, so those are brown lentils. The red lentils, if you cook them in it, dissolve a lot, quicker and you won't see them anymore. The other thing is thinking about your breakfast. So breakfast cereals, a lot of them are very processed and not that nutritious.
And high in sugar.
Yeah, and high in sugar and so on. But half a cup of oats is only 35 cents. So you can make a porridge, make a bircher muesli with that. So swapping on your breakfast, your snacks is another thing. A snack bar is around 50 to 60 cents. And if you actually...
That's if you're buying them a box.
If you're buying in a box. And they're tiny, tiny little snack bars. So on a Sunday, I do either bulk cooking, sweet or savoury. And you can make a healthy muffin. Those are leftover bananas that were overripe, made into a muffin for around about 30 cents. So it's just some of those routine things.
And who doesn't like a homemade banana muffin?
No, nobody does. Nobody doesn't like them. Yeah. The other thing is storage. So one of the biggest mistakes that we make is throwing away food. So in New Zealand, the average family throws away 86 kilograms of food a year, which is worth $664. And if you added that all together throughout New Zealand, we could feed Dunedin for nearly 3 years on the amount of edible food that we throw away. So things like potatoes and onions, don't keep those together. It makes them rot.
I didn't know that.
No, and a lot of people, because they need in a dark place, and keep your bananas and your other fruit away from each other because they ripen too quickly.
And you can, if you're going to use your bananas in a smoothie, right? If there's a whole lot there and you haven't used them, you can actually peel them and freeze them. Because they still work great in a smoothie.
They absolutely do. So storage is one of the biggest things, the mistakes that we make. We throw away food, and that's incredibly expensive and not good for the environment either.
These are good messages.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to try that tonight. I'm going to get that recipe off you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Okay, and I'm going to give it a go, and I'll report back next time you're in on how it went down.
It was equally, if not more tasty than the other one.